In this video we are going to talk about top 10 excursions in Egypt. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Egypt, the former home of the Pharaohs, is a fascinating tourist destination with glittering buildings and tombs that awe travelers. Though not all of it consists of historical monuments and tourist destinations. All types of travelers can find much to do in the huge desert expanses, the world-class coral reefs and wrecks of the Red Sea, and cruises on the renowned Nile River. Here are top 10 excursions in Egypt. Number 10. South Sinai's beach life. On the Sinai Peninsula, in Egypt's South Sinai region, there is a beach for every kind of vacationer. A resort town in the style of Europe, Sharm el-Sheikh is crammed with 5-star hotels, foreign eateries, and a ton of entertainment options. Many of the resorts in this area cater to families for 1 or 2 week sun and sand getaways, making it a favorite among Europeans traveling in the winter months. Dahab is a laid-back beach town with a backpacker's heart that values the desert as much as it does the sea. It is famous for its inexpensive dive packages and for the lagoon beach area where windsurfing and kitesurfing are the most popular sports. Number 9. Pyramids of Giza. The Pyramids of Giza are one of the most well-known sites in the world and the final remaining example of one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These tombs of the pharaohs Cheops, Khufu, Chephren, Khafre, and Mycerinus, Menkaure, guarded by the enigmatic Sphinx, have fascinated visitors throughout history and are typically at the top of most visitors' lists of tourist attractions to see in Egypt and frequently the first site they head to after landing. Number 8. Luxor's temples and tombs. The Upper Egyptian town of Luxor features a ton of tourist attractions, including the Valley of the Kings, Karnak Temple, and Memorial Temple of Hatshepsut. Ancient Thebes, the seat of the New Kingdom pharaohs, is home to more attractions than the majority of people can see in a single trip. The present city, with its bustling souk, the 2 temples of Karnak and Luxor, as well as the museum, are all located on the east bank of Luxor. The majority of Luxor's tourist attractions are located on the west bank, which boasts so many tombs and temples that it has been dubbed the largest open-air museum in the world. Number 7. Cruising the Nile. The Nile is what defines Egypt. A multi-day voyage down this renowned waterway, which witnessed the beginning of the Pharaonic era, is a popular tourist activity in Egypt. One of Egypt's most serene sights is sunrise and sunset over the date palm-lined river banks, which are backed by sand dunes. The Nile is also the most soothing way to see the temples that dot the banks of the river on the path between Luxor and Aswan. The Temple of Kom-Ombo and Edfu's Temple of Horus, where all the big cruise boats stop, are the 2 most well-known attractions on a Nile cruise. However, if you want a slower-paced, less crowded experience and don't mind a little bit of roughing it, you can also cruise the Nile on a felucca, one of Egypt's ancient lateen-sailed wooden boats, which also lets you design your own schedule. Number 6. Aswan. Aswan, located among the Nile's sweeping curves, is the most calm town in all of Egypt. This is the ideal area to stop, unwind for a few days, and take in the laid-back environment because it is surrounded by orange-hued dunes. Take the river ferry to Elephantine Island and explore the Nubian settlement's vibrant alleys. Then take a camel to St. Simeon's Desert Monastery on Aswan's east bank. After that, unwind in a riverboat cafe while observing the feluccas with lateen sails cruising by. Make sure you take a felucca at dusk to cruise the islands of Aswan. The most popular and tranquil way to see the attractions in Aswan is without a doubt this. Number 5. Abu Simbel. Even though the country is covered in temples, Abu Simbel is unique. This is Ramses II's huge temple, which is guarded by enormous statues outside and lavishly decorated within with wall murals. In addition to being renowned for its enormous size, Abu Simbel is also well known for the amazing engineering feat performed there by UNESCO in the 1960s, which saw the relocation of the entire temple from its original location in order to prevent it from being submerged by the Aswan Dam's rising waters. Nowadays, visiting Abu Simbel is as much about celebrating the success of the global campaign to preserve the temple complex as it is about staring in awe at Ramses II's magnificent construction efforts. Number 4. Diving the Red Sea. The Red Sea's coral reefs are well known among scuba divers for their soft coral displays as well as their abundance of marine life, which includes everything from vibrant reef fish and nudibranchs to sharks, dolphins, turtles, rays, and even dugongs. Sharm el-Sheikh, located on the Sinai Peninsula and closest to the reefs of Ras Mohammed National Park and the Straits of Tiran, is the most well-known town to base oneself in for divers. Go to Hurghada or El Gouna on the Red Sea coast to dive the Straits of Giza dive sites. For advanced divers, Mars El Alam is the closest base for exploring Egypt's deep south dive sites. The Red Sea is a popular location for wreck diving in addition to having fish and coral. The Thistlegorm, a British World War II cargo ship that was being used to resupply Allied forces when it was bombed by the Germans in 1941, is the most well-known wreck. Number 3. Explore Islamic Cairo. Mosques, madrasas, Islamic schools of learning, and monuments from the Fatimid to the Mamluk eras are jammed into the evocative, winding lanes of the capital's Islamic Cairo area. Here is where you'll find Khan el-Mays like Khalili's Souk, where coppersmiths and other artisans still maintain little workshops, and stalls are crammed with spices, linens, and perfume. The market is surrounded by a maze of roads that are home to some of the most exquisitely preserved Islamic structures. There is a ton of history to discover here. Visit the magnificent Sultan Hassan Mosque and the Al-Azhar Mosque, and be sure to climb to the roof of the venerable medieval gate of Bab Zuwayla for the best views of the neighborhood dotted with minarets. Number 2. Sakara. The Giza Pyramids are well known, but Egypt also has other pyramids up its sleeve. Sakara, a large necropolis of tombs and pyramids that was used during each period of pharaonic power, is a day journey from Cairo. Its Old Kingdom Step Pyramid, which demonstrates how ancient Egyptian architects expanded their engineering expertise to finally produce a genuine pyramid shape, is its most famous feature. However, there is much more to see than just the Step Pyramid, as some of the nearby tombs, like the Mastaba of T, feature some of the best tomb art you will ever see. Number 1. Egyptian Museum. One of the greatest museum collections in the world, Cairo's Egyptian Museum is a treasure trove of the pharaonic civilization. There are a bewildering number of exhibits housed in the dilapidated Pink Palace in central Cairo. It's a disorganized space with scant labeling and a serious lack of chronological order. An amazing piece of antique art or statues may be found around every corner here, which would be the focus of any museum. The Hall of Golden Artifacts recovered from Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings is the centerpiece of the museum. Travelers should be aware that the wealth of the Egyptian Museum is currently being transferred to the brand new Grand Egyptian Museum, GEM, which will be located in Giza, close to the pyramids, and is provisionally scheduled to open in November 2022, after years of delays. The entirety of Tutankhamun's treasures, many of which have been kept in storage for years, will finally be fully on display, thanks to the GEM's provision of this world-class collection with a deserving exhibit. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.